All right, everybody, we're going to begin right away with Coach Miller. Kurt, if you want to begin with an opening remark, please.
First thing I want to say is congratulations to Las Vegas, and certainly Becky. We have a long relationship, and I know we had a lot of fun competing against each other in this finals. Incredibly proud of our team and our resilience and our fight. It was a grind out there. Both teams playing so hard, both teams playing so well in stretches defensively, and just incredibly proud of our effort. And we put ourselves in position to win, and it became a chess match down the stretch with our big lineup versus their small lineup. And they finished on an 8-0 run to end the game. But it was a great game and great for our league.
Kurt, first question, front row center.
Kurt, this is, now the fourth consecutive season that you guys have lost in the finals or semifinals. Just what is that disappointment of continuing to, get so close but not be able to capture that first championship?
Yeah, our team, we talk about it, that it's going to hurt when you care as much as we do, and they put their hearts and soul into seasons. When you come up short, it certainly, really hurts. But that means that there was something that mattered and something special amongst that group of players when it hurts that much.
And, might get glossed over tonight just with the way things ended, but, Alyssa Thomas recording, second consecutive triple-double in elimination games. Just what has she meant to this team this season, and what kind of emotion did you see from her after the loss?
Yeah, I think they're, it's raw right now. It's raw for the players. It's raw. They know how hard and how much they put into it. But again, Alyssa was terrific and a warrior through this whole series, and at times tried to put us on her back.
Kurt, next question, first row to your left.
Hi, Kurt. In terms of the three big lineup down the stretch, how much of that came down to something tactical? How much of that came down to these five having been such an integral part of what you guys have done over this period of time?
Guys, let me interrupt just 1 second. Connecticut locker room is open. Apologies. Kurt, go ahead.
Howard, both, obviously strategic, put your three all-stars on the floor together. They're also very good defensively, those three bigs, and try to, just overwhelm them at times with our size. And then, some of it was certainly, the scheme. And then some of it certainly is, that's our core group. Those are who you run with. Those are who have put us in position year after year after year. And we knew it was going to be a chess match. We anticipated going into the night that they would play a small lineup a lot. And we talked about staying traditional against it, trying to go big against it, or us go small. So Raquana got hot, made some big shots.
And just the other side of it, this has been the team you've put together. This was the idea for years. We know by definition this team is going to have to change. What has this team either meant to you and meant to the WNBA over this period of sustained success?
Yeah, when we got here, there was 3 consecutive years of no playoffs. We were charged with trying to rebuild something, and we have had a remarkable sustained run. We've equaled the most playoff wins since 2016 of anyone in the league. We're 1 game behind the most regular season wins. So the sustained success is really special. But in pro sports, you want banners, and we're going to keep grinding and grinding until we can try to hang a banner.
Kurt, next question, second row center.
Hi, Kurt. You've talked a lot about the chess match and the going back and forth. The result notwithstanding, have you enjoyed coaching this level and going back and forth with Becky like that?
The last two series were special as a coach. The meetings with your own coaching staff, the film sessions with your team, the chess match that went into the Chicago series, the chess match that went into the Vegas series, is what you love most about coaching. And, you know, these last couple of weeks have just been really special as a coach. You get to coach the best players and serve the best players in the world. And then all the time you spend behind the scenes with your staff and your team and your film room, strategically trying to counter these other great teams. You know, nothing's better than that in sports.
Kurt, next question, third row to your left.
Hi, Coach. In the first two games of the series, we saw the Aces kind of sprinkle in some of the guard ball screens, and just felt like they almost exclusively ran that in the fourth quarter in this one. What made that particular setup so difficult to defend to close out this game?
Yeah, you know, the guard-to-guard screens, as they ghosted out of a lot, tried to put us in rotation. Were we going to get caught in a switch? Were we going to get caught in a trap? They were searching. They were trying to get some switches to the matchup advantage they were looking for. So that was all a chess match. Then, as we went big, you know, they started to put different bigs in that action also. So ultimately, a lot of that pro mentality that leaks into our league from the NBA, and we become a copycat league. And that was, you know, the action they chose to run late.
Kurt, third row to your left.
Hey, Kurt. Obviously didn't end how you wanted it to, but looking at this year as a whole, and I mean, we were talking about this yesterday about how much this group has meant to you. When you zoom out and look back on what this is in, 4 or 5 years, when you think back about the 2022 team, what's really going to stick out to you about this year?
Yeah, again, down the line, we're going to be so proud that we were in the finals, competing with a tremendous offensive team and the MVP and the leading vote getter of MVP of the guards. And the list goes on. Becky was coach of the year. We'll look back somewhere down the line and be so proud that once again, we were in the final, competing at the highest level for a championship. It hurts. It stings right now. But again, that was an incredible atmosphere. And I'm so proud of our fan base. I'm so proud of our front office and our franchise. And, we'll get there pretty quickly, but, certainly it will take some time for everybody, but we'll look back with a lot of pride.
Kurt, last row to your right.
Hi, Kurt. This is the 5th elimination game in the postseason tonight. Just what have you seen from your group in the locker room and in practice throughout the playoffs, and how they've been able to respond to these situations?
Yeah, it's their mental toughness. Again, this group thrives when people tell them they can't do something. They left it all out there. We miss some shots. We missed some reads. They made some great shots, but their mental toughness, they never wavered that they could do this, and they didn't listen to all the people that said they couldn't.
And Natisha had to play a bigger role this year, especially early on after Jazz went down. Just curious, kind of what did your conversation look like with Natisha after that injury, and she kind of went into the starting lineup, and how have you kind of seen her evolve this year and grow?
Yeah, I thought she had a tremendous year. Still, in my mind, she deserved consideration for most improved, and especially because of the position she was thrust into. But she really handled it. Not an easy situation to pivot with your leader on and off the floor, now out for the year. But she had a remarkable year. she proved that she can be a starting point guard in this league twofold. And, you know, her future is only going to be brighter.
Anyone else for Kurt in the room? Kurt, second row to your left.
Courtney came up big for you guys tonight. What has been her biggest just impact on this team since adding her in the offseason?
She's a shot maker. You know, we were very defensive oriented in the guards the last couple years, and we felt like we needed a spark offensively. Someone that could go make big plays in big moments. She's a big time player in big moments. And, you know, the best thing though, that's not seen out there on the basketball court is she has a contagious positive energy. She is a pleasure to coach. She has at times, you know, a different reputation out there publicly. She's one of the most positive, best teammates I've ever coached at this level. Every day she comes with a joy and brings a spirit of enjoying the game of basketball. It's not a job to her. Like, she just has fun playing, and it's contagious to be around. You can't help but laugh and smile when Courtney walks into practice every single day. You know, like, you wish as a coach that you could coach 10 Courtney Williams, because, you know, she just brings so much fun to the day-to-day grind that this season can be.
Kurt, to your left standing.
Yeah, Kurt here. You talked about the chess match. How much does Asia stress the defense and affect your offense, even when maybe she doesn't have the best shooting night like tonight?
Yeah, their team is full of people that stretch your defense. They have tremendous offensive players that stretch the floor. And so, you know, there's just scheming to our word congestion all the time and trying to flow. You know, Asia gets in space. She's hard to contain. And so you have to shrink that space. And so you're constantly being pressured by their offensive weapons, and Asia's one of them.
Next question will come from Zoom. Stephen, go ahead, Stephen.
Hello, Coach. So it seemed like in the fourth quarter, it was your big lineup against Becky's small lineup, and essentially like about a contrast. What was it specifically about Becky's small ball lineup that seemingly kept you guys in like compromising rotations that ended up leading to open baskets?
Yes, Stephen, it was the chess match. And obviously, we missed a rotation. We gambled on a rotation, and ultimately Raquana was the recipient of some open shots. And, you know, she made big shots in big moments. And again, Raquana's been a long time great offensive player in this league. And tonight, when they needed it in their small lineup, she made big shots against us.
Kurt, third row to your left.
How you doing, Coach? Dejanay Carrington felt like a player that really gave you some positive moments throughout the season, and specifically in the postseason. What did you see from her, and what do you think is her next step to become having a more prominent role next season?
Yeah, I think Dejanay came back in year 2 with a confidence level that she belongs in this league. She is instant offense, especially when you can get her in the open floor and open space. She's an athletic, physical guard that can get herself to the rim. She's an underrated defender, physicality wise. So I just think she's scratching the surface. And as she continues to work, she's just going to continue to grow and develop in this league.
One more question from Zoom. Jose, go ahead, Jose, please.
Kurt, first of all, congratulations on the season. You guys had an amazing season, even though the result wasn't what you wanted today. Congratulations on everything that you guys accomplished. Now, the season's over now, but obviously the grind never stops. What do you feel you need to do in this offseason to get back to the level that you guys were at this year, but finally complete it next year?
Yeah, Jose, I I haven't thought about the off season yet. The off season happened about 20 minutes ago. So, but you know, as free agency approaches, we'll get into free agency. We'll start working with the collegiate and international for our draft. But right now, I'm going to go home and sleep tonight and pack and be in Australia with Team USA in 2 days with my role with Team USA. So it's not, I have to change my armor and my letters on my chest. And when I get back from the World Cup, then we'll start to prepare for next year.
Kurt, thank you. To
Thank
our media, our Connecticut players are here in 30 seconds. I will begin right away with questions. In the room, questions. Front row to your right.
John Quill, obviously you guys have been to the finals twice in 4 years, the semifinals 4 times in 4 years. What's going to take to get you? Do you feel the window is closing, and what do you think it will take to take that final step?
I mean, we just lost, so I'm just trying to process this right now. I really wish I could answer that for you right now, but all I know is it hurt, and that's all I'm feeling right now.
Next questions, third row to your left.
Hey, AT, question for you. Obviously it's still raw in the moment, but when you look back on what this team was this year and what it meant to you and everything that you guys put together to get here, what are some things that you're going to maybe finally reflect on from it?
I mean, nobody expected us to be here, first and foremost. They thought we would lose to Chicago. They thought we would lose to Dallas. And despite all of that, we made it to the finals. Unfortunately, it didn't go the way that we wanted to, but I mean, we had fun. We played our basketball and we stuck together all year. And like I said, it just didn't go the way we wanted to.
Courtney, question for you right here. For you to have the type of playoff moments that you've had, Kurt talked about, he was teacher coach 10, Courtney Williams. How significant has it been for you with everything that you've gone through the last couple of years to be able to show what you could do on this stage?
I mean, I think it's surreal, right? I was telling them in the locker room, like, to me, it feel like I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for these folks here beside me. You know, I went through a lot this off season, and a lot of people kind of threw the towel in on me. But these girls right here was my first phone call telling me to come here. So, I mean, it hurt. You know, we wish that the cards would have been dealt differently for us, but I'm grateful, you know what I mean? Because ain't nobody had me being here. You know, a lot of people had me out the league. So, you know, to go through what I went through and make it to the finals and be able to play beside my sisters again, like, I can't even be upset. Like, I'm just happy to be here.
Next question will turn to Zoom for Stephen. And to our media, the Las Vegas locker room will be open in about 2 minutes. Once again, right now, we'll turn to Stephen on Zoom.
Hello, ladies. This question is for whoever would like to answer it. This is about Jasmine Thomas. Can you guys speak to just the impact that she had? Of course, she was removed from the team as far as being in between the lines early in the season. But can you speak to the role that she played the rest of the way as far as leadership and, you know, being a channel of communication and things of that nature?
Yeah, you know, she's a leader. She's a leader, and we respect her voice. We respect the things that she has to say. You know, she's been our PG for so many years, and so we understand that she sees the game differently, and that you know, a lot of the ways in which we can impact the game. She's kind of been that second coach on the court, or I guess third, fourth coach on the court for us or on the sidelines. And so, yeah, it was definitely valuable. And I appreciated her staying locked in and being committed to us for the entirety of the season while also rehabbing and trying to get back to full strength. So, yeah, definitely a voice that we love to hear and somebody that was a leader for us.
All right, Coach Hammond is on her way. This will be the last question for Connecticut players. First row center.
JJ, AT touched on it a little bit of just, you know, a lot of people didn't expect you guys to be here and just how you guys fought this season. Just what is your, you know, pride in this group and being able to, you know, navigate Jazz's injury and get to this point and, you know, just throughout this entire season, continuing the fight with, you know, these elimination games to push, you know, Vegas to this point?
Yeah, that you know, this team has heart. This team has a lot of pride. This team, you know, everybody's made sacrifices for us to be able to be back here. And like Courtney said, the chips didn't fall the way we wanted them to, but there's a lot of selflessness and a lot of sacrifices to be able to have this team back together and make this run. You know, while it's tough and it's disappointing, we get to say that we were one of the last two teams standing and playing for a championship. And so I got a lot of pride and a lot of joy with the moments that I've had with this team and how the ladies have been ready to play every night.
John Quell, Alyssa, Courtney, thank you. Everybody will begin right away with Coach Hammond, and we'll begin with a statement from Becky, if you'd like. And our first question will then come from the second row. Go ahead, Becky.
Well, obviously, super proud of the group. It was a battle. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. It's never easy to close a game in a regular season, let alone in a championship game on somebody else's home court. So just really happy for the girls overall. They stayed focused. This has been the goal, you know, since training camp. And luckily I got a group of really resilient players. And, you know, I said it out there, but probably the biggest thing I'm proud of is just how they've come together over the course of the past 5-6 months to really become a team. And you saw different people step up at different moments tonight, and that's what makes us difficult to beat.
Becky, first question, second row to your right.
During the semifinals, you said that if they believed in themselves like you believed in them, then they would do great things. The way they played in this finals, was this a team that you saw believed in themselves in that way?
Well, when you know, take the word encourage, which actually means to give courage to another person. That's what I've tried to speak into them every day. It's how much I believed in them. And that we could be special if we all do it together. Like I said, they're really good basketball players, but they're also really fun people. I mean, I've had an absolute blast this summer. Not only, you know, being on the court with them and being their basketball coach, but also just being there for them. You know, because they've all kind of been on their own little journeys. We've all, and yet we land here on the same road with the same destination. And it's just been a pleasure for me to coach them, and I look forward to building on it.
Becky, third row to your left.
Hey, Becky, first of all, congrats. It's been a pleasure watching you guys all year. How are you feeling? Just, I mean, this is your first WNBA title in your career, player or coach. When you look at that, I mean, how are you feeling with that?
I don't know. It's hard to actually put into words right now. A little surreal. You know, when I took the job in December, I thought when I started kind of breaking down their rosters that I could
do something with it. I had a vision of what I wanted to do with this team. And, you know, even when it got a little rocky, I think we stuck to it. We hit a kind of stay down in the dirt or get up kind of moment right after All-Star. And, like usual, they chose to stand up. And, we have tremendous leadership in that locker room. We have tremendous professionals. But I'll say it again, they're tremendous people. I mean, they're like, my kids are living their best life, those girls. You know, we try to make it a family atmosphere, bring everybody along. And I say all along, like, happy players make better players. And so in Vegas, we're trying to build a culture that players want to come and take part in something special, something bigger than themselves. So it's a little surreal. Maybe you can call me back in like a week when it sinks in.
We're going to turn to Zoom. We have a lot of hands raised on Zoom. We're going to start with Nick. Nick, you'll be followed by Lindsay. Nick, go ahead.
Hey, Coach Hammond, congratulations on the win. You talked about building a culture for this team. What exactly were the ingredients that you felt helped this team throughout this season? You talk about the adversity, you talk about the ups and downs of getting here and actually capturing a championship for the first time in franchise.
Really, first thing that you have to do in building championship culture is to set a tone of accountability, first and foremost. Bringing people together for a common goal that's bigger than themselves. And then you got to get the buy-in factor. And, you know, my buy-in factor on each one of these women has been high. And I think they respond to me well. And, you know, I try to be very clear with what their job is, what the expectation is. And then you know, everybody's held to the same line in the sense of, you know, nobody's shooting it over 2-3 people. Play the right way and everybody wins. And when we win, everything else takes care of itself.
Next question will go to Lindsay. Lindsay, you'll be followed by Chantel.
Hey, Becky, Lindsay from USA Today. Congratulations. Raquana was incredible in that one stretch, 8 straight points. Were you drawing up plays for her? Was she just doing that, just following her gut? That was, you know, she was the only scoring off the bench for you guys, 17 points.
Well, obviously we went small. I felt like if we could scrap and just dig out balls on the other end, that they would have a tough time guarding us down there. So it was kind of just whoever their biggest player was on, we were running them into pick and roll actions and then just kind of slipping out and making them pay in different ways. So again, you know, she's somebody who didn't shoot particularly well the other game, you know, game 3, and you don't get the name Bay Buckets for nothing. So I know she got a lot in the tank and I have the utmost confidence in her. And I just, you know, she knows she's got the ultimate green light. And so it just happened to be who was on her. I wanted to run her into it because I knew she would eventually be the one that got open.
Next question, Chantel. Chantel, you'll be followed by Alex.
Hey, Becky, Chantel from The Athletic. 2 questions for you, if I can. The first is that from the TV view, we saw you kind of walk out onto the court right after the game ended, and then you turned around really quickly and walked kind of back towards the stands or toward the benches. I was just curious if you remembered what made you turn around or what you were looking for.
I have no idea. I was probably making sure the clock went off.
Quite all right. I figured it might be.
I don't know. I wish I would have grabbed Kurt Miller a little bit quicker. I wish I would have just ran over to him to congratulate him because I have a tremendous amount of respect for him. He's a hell of a coach and he has a system and his team has a trademark of toughness, which is admirable. And just a lot of respect for Kurt and his staff. I thought they made great adjustments game 3. And so we were just kind of pulling straws over there, decided to go small. And I just felt like, I don't know if we'll stop them, but I don't think they can stop us either. So, and just scrap defensively. I told the girls at the beginning of the year, we have to be scrappers because there's gonna be times where we're just smaller than everybody. But it just goes to show the grit, the focus, and that it's not always how tall you are to play this game. It matters what's in here and in here. And they obviously, and Kelsey had a timely one. Chelsea's been timely all playoff. I mean, you know, just down the line.
The next question, Alex. Alex, go ahead, please.
Hi, Becky. Congratulations. I found a headline from after your final collegiate season that said, "No one will ever underestimate Becky Hammond again." You alluded to the other night just the number of times that you haven't been picked, and I'm curious how you feel in this moment, given that history to win your first WNBA title.
I mean, my journey's not by mistake. Every hard thing that I've gone through has built something in me that I've needed down the road. And even though it sucks in the moment to not be picked or to get hurt or whatever it might be, the hard stuff builds stuff in you that's necessary for life, and you'll be using it down the road. It may not feel like that in the moment. But for me, you know, it's not really about proving other people wrong. It's proving myself right. You know, if you guys haven't figured out yet, I don't really care. You like me, you don't like me, I don't care. I'm just gonna be myself. And if you like me, great. If not, we just keep it moving.
Becky, next question, returning to the room, third row to your left.
Hi, Coach. I think when people think about this Aces team, what's different from last year to this year, a lot of people have talked, I guess, point towards the offense and shooting more threes. But this was a team that toggled through multiple defensive schemes throughout the year in multiple bases. Was that something that you wanted to have as a foundation, being able to toggle schemes, or was it something that you saw when you got the job personnel-wise? Did you want to do that? Like, what went into that thought process?
Well, when I went back and watched, you know, obviously a lot of games from the last year, and just me watching the W over the last, you know, 8 seasons since I've left. It was just something to mix things up, really. You know, we've tried different defense on Steph Curry, Dame Lillard. I was like, we can try stuff. We can junk it on them. We could junk it on anybody. So it was just an idea to try to give people a different look, just to mix it up. I think that, you know, the bigger thing is the players really bought into it. It doesn't matter what scheme you're doing. The players have to believe in it. And I think at the end of the day, they saw enough good results that, you know, there was times where Chelsea's calling the defense, junk defense. I'm not even putting us in junk. She's putting us in junk. So it's a fun way to play. I think it keeps the players locked in and focused and alert because we do switch it up quite a bit.
Second row to your right, Becky.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. Congrats, Coach. Forgive me if you addressed this a little earlier, but Mr. Davis was talking about the desire to link all the, you know, the past players that were with the Stars, the Silver Stars, Stars, and Aces, and that was the way he really got to know you. Can you talk about a little bit that whole decision of him wanting to link the franchises together sort of led to this moment in some ways?
Yeah, I think they kind of hustled me a little bit. They flew me in, retired my jersey, and that's really where I got to have my first conversations with Mark and Nikki. Was super impressed with their organization as a whole, just how they ran stuff. And at that point, I had no intentions, zero, of coming back and being their coach. And it wasn't until, you know, early December that, it wasn't until like early December. Hey, bye.
See you. We gotta play the kids.
My bosses have spoken. It's their stage.
See you. See you. Save a shot for me. Bring it on over. Oh man. That's our teammates with the That's our teammates, sorry. Damn, I'm looking yellow as hell.
Asia, Chelsea, we will begin second row to your right.
Hey, guys.
You just got to say your name. I can't see.
Right here.
Gotcha.
I have 2 questions. One, what are the shots of? 2, what Becky's had said that if you guys believed in yourselves like she believes in you, great things would happen. How did that kind of how did that
We get it back in blood. Just kidding. Here we go. We gotta do this. The shots will definitely be of tequila. And what was your second question? I couldn't hear with that.
I understand. How did that belief Becky had in you manifest itself?
Man, she's been believing us from the beginning, just to play our style on both ends of the floor. I don't know if you guys seen it, but we were small as heck. And we just had the belief we were scrappers. And so that's what she instilled in us from the beginning. And it was from the beginning of training camp until now. So we've been working on it and working for each other.
Next question, third row to your left.
Hey, Asia. First of all, congratulations to both of you. This was been a pleasure watching all year. We talked about your legacy a couple weeks ago, and I know you weren't really like looking ahead. You were trying to stay in the moment, but when you look at this, you accomplishing this, how are you feeling? Just where you're at, everything you've been through to get here.
This is amazing. Like I say all the time, like I wouldn't be where I am today without my teammates. But winning a championship is something that no one can ever take from you. And once you got that down, you are in the books forever. Excuse me. Too much champagne. But it's gonna be a meme like tomorrow. 6 bottles deep. But it's so, I'm trying to be so serious. But it's something that no one can ever take away from you. So when you're talking about a legacy, when you're talking about you have to win, and I don't win without my teammates. So this moment right here, this year right here is something that I'm never gonna forget. And this is not gonna be the first. I'm not about to be like Ron and start naming off numbers and stuff, but nah, this won't be the first. And I'm just so glad that I can celebrate this with Chelsea and everyone else because we worked so hard to get to this moment. So for this to be a part of my legacy, a part of my journey, I am blessed. I got to give it all to God because without him, I wouldn't be anywhere. He plays through me. And I always say, let that light from within shine brighter than the light that's on you. So it's something special. I love where I am right now.
Next question, first row to your left.
Another one for you, Asia.
No.
After we let the bubblies get through. What was that moment when you finally got together with your parents out on there on the court?
You're trying to make me cry. My parents have sacrificed so much for me to be where I am today. And for me to celebrate this moment with them, it's amazing. Like we were just sitting around joking in the hotel room. My mom was like, I'm not gonna have no job when I get back because I've been here. She hasn't been to work since I don't know when. And my dad's like, well, I hope I get a job too. So it's something special. Like they've sacrificed so much for me to be here. And I'm so glad that I can share that moment with them because they have instilled something within me and they've seen the potential within me before I even saw it in myself. So I am blessed to have two parents that are always there for me, no matter what. They tell me what I need to hear and not necessarily what I want to hear. And they're a hoot. So if you ever meet them, y'all probably already talked to them, they're crazy. And that's where I get it from. So I love them to death and I appreciate them so much.
We have 4 more in the room and then we'll turn to Zoom. Last row center.
Hey, Asia, I saw that John Quell kind of walked across the court and came to hug you while you guys were celebrating. Can you share like what she said and what that moment was?
I mean, it was just a congratulations. Like JJ is a dominant host. I mean, she's a versatile player in this league, and I give all my respect to JJ. The way that she can play the game, the way she sees the game is amazing. So before I even got my interview with Holly, I had to go over and speak to her because she played her heart out. And I mean, it's so hard to guard her. And I just have all the most respect for JJ. Her future is so bright in this league. And it's just a lot of blessings going her way because y'all ain't ever got to guard her. It's hard. It's hard. She is an MVP for a reason. And so every possession, I have to keep on my toes. So all respect to JJ for sure.
Next question, also last row to your left.
When Becky came in, how quickly did she kind of mesh her personality with this team? I've been told she's pretty funny, despite kind of how intense she is as well.
It was immediate. In training camp, you start making those habits and start creating that relationship. When season starts and when you're in the thick of things, you have things to fall back on. What type of person, what type of competitor they are. And so she started off from the beginning, making sure she's not going to be easy on us, just making sure that, we're ready for when the time comes.
Next question, second row to your right.
Yeah, this is for Chelsea. I know last year was so tough for you guys losing that game 5 at home, and it kind of just burned in you guys to come back this year. Can you talk a little bit about, you even mentioned out there, we just didn't want to have that kind of feeling again.
Man, it hurts so much because it was the little things that made us lose. It wasn't like the big picture. You know, we had a squad. We were ready for the moment. It's just the little things that hurt us. Defensive possessions, turnovers. I replayed the turnover that I had in the fourth quarter that changed the game. I could have got a shot up. So that replays in my head when I come back in those moments. And now I'll just have a different replay in my head. But you know, it was a tough moment, but it built character. It built for next year. It was setting something up for the following year.
One more from the room, and then we'll go to Zoom. When we go to Zoom, we're going to go with Doug, Nancy, and Pepper in that order. Asia Chelsea, third row to your left.
Hi, Chelsea. First, congratulations on the championship and also finals MVP. Before game 2, I asked you a question about what you were seeing from a spacing standpoint in the half court. And you told me that I could check back in after the series was over.
Yeah, couldn't give you the secret.
So if you can, what were you seeing on that standpoint?
Well, they were putting length on me for a long period of time, like with either if a guard was guarding me, then their posts were extra extended. If DeWanna was on me, they were extra extended. So our angles had to be different from the guards pulling up, and so we can attack downhill. We wanted spacing, we wanted shooters on the floor. I knew we would go to our small lineup to space it even more. Then now your rotation is different if you have Raquana Williams in the corner versus somebody in the paint. So we were able to, you're talking fast, but go ahead. So our spacing just had to be different, but I had to be aggressive on the ball first. Like I was a little passive in game 3, trying to see and scope it out going into the pick and roll. So I knew I had to be aggressive. Thank you.
We'll turn to Zoom. We're going to start with Doug from Australia.
Dang.
Hey, ladies, congrats on the win. I'm curious just how this team is set up for the future. I mean, I'm not asking for guarantees, but like you got everyone back for the most part, locked in for a couple of years. You got your coach. How do things look for the future for you guys of maybe coming back with this group and doing this again?
The future of us taking some photos right now.
Doug, you
The
too
future
far
of
ahead.
it's too far ahead. We just got to enjoy this moment, stay in the moment. Cause I mean, we didn't even talk about next year yet, but I mean, to do it with this group, knowing that we have commitment for next season is special. We're doing it for each other, and it's created a bond. But right now we're just going to enjoy this moment and talk about that maybe tomorrow or next season.
Next question will be Nancy. Nancy, you'll be followed by Pepper.
Hi, it's Nancy Armour with USA Today Sports. Congratulations to you both. Following up a little bit on what Doug asked, and Asia, you talked in the post game about what you all are building in Las Vegas, and this is a really pivotal time for women's sports. What the ACES organization is doing, you all are getting a new practice facility by training camp next year. Your coach is making seven figures. How much do you think you guys winning a title after having some of these things done can really shift things for the entire league?
It's huge. It's huge. I've always thought that Vegas set the standard in the league of what a team, what a franchise, how it should be throughout. Like, I just always felt like Vegas was the standard, maybe because that's the only team I've been on. But I mean, when you have an owner like Mark that is just so dialed in and so trustworthy of you and figuring out how can we be better? What can we do more? How can we get people wanting to come to Vegas or just wanting to play better? The sky's the limit for a franchise. So I'm honored to be drafted by them, for them to trust me, for us to gain a Chelsea Gray, for us to be dialed in, for a lot of our starting five to be back. That's how you create a legacy. That's how you create a standard. I think we found ourselves in this league where, everyone has their standard of how they've won, and we're creating that. Our journey is just beginning, and it's been amazing so far. So when you have a coach like Becky Hammond that is dialed into who we are and where we want to be, I think it's just the sky's the limit for us. And we just got to trust each other and continue to just talk, communicate with one another what we want and what our roles are in this franchise.
A couple more from Zoom before we return to the room. Pepper, you're up. Pepper, you're going to be followed by Mike Gillespie.
All right, congratulations to you both. Asia, I do have a question for you. So the first time I met you, I asked you what it was like to win a national championship. And you told me it was like eating a big bowl of ice cream. And then when you won the MVP in 2020, you said it was like 4 big bowls of ice cream. So I have to ask, what is this like and how does it compare?
It's like a banana split sundae with chocolate drizzled on, cherry on top. Because so many people, I think people probably counted us out in this situation. And when you can prove people wrong, and when you got that, when you can say that you can hoist that trophy up, it's truly special. And we got it out the mud. No series was easy for us. So it's super special. So this bowl of ice cream is like the size of this room. And you can't see the size of this room, but it's pretty legit.
All right, thank you, Asia. Congrats again to you both.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna go to Mike Gillespie before we return to the room and then go back to Zoom with Trenya. Mike, go ahead.
Hey, how you doing, Asia? We're on Zoom. You can't see me.
Oh.
I'm part of the ABC Columbia sports team here and back in Columbia. I see the smile on your face. Describe what it means. You continue to put Columbia and the state of South Carolina on the map. What does this mean to capture this for the state of South Carolina, if we can say?
It's huge. It's huge. I'm always me who I am through and through. And if I can put South Carolina on the map, every chance I get, I will. That city has built me, it's raised me. And I know my grandma and grandpa are somewhere shining down on me because they heard their prayers. They've seen me cry. They've been through those moments. So anytime I can put South Cac on the map, I'm gonna be there. So this one's for South Carolina. This one's for my grandma.
Returning to the room, standing to your left.
Asia and Chelsea, what does it just to Las Vegas?
It's amazing. Not only for this franchise, for the city of Vegas. Our fans were there every home game, and they came here on the road. Like, it was louder in here than for Vegas fans. I've been on 2 teams, and that was loud. But Vegas fans traveling to Connecticut, the travel isn't easy. Everything isn't. Y'all know the travel is not easy to get here. So they just came with us, and they're gonna celebrate a great thing, this franchise and this city. It's a big small town, is what I always say. Everybody wants to visit, everybody wants to be there, but there's some locals, there's some people that show up every night, and so to have that here in Connecticut has been great.
Our next question from Zoom, Trenya. Trenya, go ahead.
Oh, hello? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, girl.
Oh, okay. Hey, ladies, it's Trenia Barbie with
cool.
Joint Radio. Congratulations on y'all win, man. Like, the city is already turned up for y'all. But just talk about how you ladies literally have come together as a team. Talk about how special this win is because of you won this way. You've all been through adversity throughout your careers, and you all come together here in this moment and win a championship. Just talk about how special this championship is, because you all have your own individual accolades. Some of you are Olympians, some of you are college champions and all. Like, just talk about how this win means something more than any other one. Oh, are we still in there? Hello?
Oh man.
Hey, what happened?
I don't know.
They lost their
You
signal.
shut it,
Oh,
you shut it down.
The
Shut it
Wi-Fi
down.
is really bad there, supposedly.
I mean, they are in the sticks.
This happened yesterday during availability also. It cut out a few times.
I
don't know
about you all, but the screen was frozen for a little while too, so.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, where you at?
I'm at home. I'm at home, girl. I'm ready to turn up. Let's go.
That's
Wherever
crazy.
you
They're trying to
are.
do a press conference, but yet they can't get it out. Wow.
Trenia, wherever you are, I want to be there.
I'm in Las Vegas. Come on, baby. The parade probably gonna be tomorrow.
All right, let's go.
Congrats to the Aces for winning it all, Trina.
My bad, bro. I know you wanted them to win, but you Liberty too, though. So you can't even be mad right now.
Not mad. I mean, Aces are a better team. I can't front.
Yeah, yeah. Dang, so
Guess I'ma
is
just
that it? We done or?
put up here, but they didn't put anything in the chat. Let's see, to discuss.
I was at least open to the response, but then again, oh, the Cowboys beat the
Well, I
Patriots.
guess that
Sam said that they're working on getting the signal back up. Just spoke to her.
oh, okay. Something. They said they back, but where?
There's no sound.
Okay, here we go. Oh man, sorry. She wants to.
First row center.
I need to shower.
Hey, Asia. I just wanted to build off of Howard's question, or actually really Chelsea's answer to Howard's question. She said that you've carried this weight of being so young and
Yeah.
leading this franchise with grace. How have you done that?
Man, my teammates put me in a situation where I can be the best that I can be, and I can lean on them through thick and thin. I'm not who I am without them. I wouldn't be who I am without them. So that's pretty much it. They've helped me in many ways that they probably don't even know. I have my bad days and I come into the gym and I see my teammates and my mood shifts because I know I have to be there for them. I will put anything on the line for my teammates, and I don't care what they say and how they say it. It's a forever thing. It's not just because we play together now, it's years to come. So without them, the weight would just continue to be on me. But when I get around my teammates, that weight is lifted and I don't feel any pressure because they allow me to be me. So I'm grateful to be a part of a franchise that have teammates that are so open and caring for me. Y'all see us off the court. It's real. It's not social. It's not just doing it for shits and giggles. Like, that's who we are. We're sisters. And yeah, we fight. Yeah, we fuss and cuss, but we love each other at the end of the day. And you reap the benefits of it when you hoist that trophy up.
A couple more questions. Third row center.
Asia, I believe.
John, hang on.
Thank you,
John. We're not done yet.
Asia, I believe your first game for the Aces 5 years ago was in this building. When you think back to the player and the person that you were back then, what did you have to learn about yourself? How did you have to grow in order to put yourself in a position where you could deliver a title?
Man, I mean, it's hard to play here. And never in my life would I ever think I would be winning a championship here in Mohegan. Like, it's so hard to play here. The energy is crazy. But when I look back 5 years from now, I'm so grateful of where I'm, like, who I am and who I'm becoming. Like, I'm surrounded by positive energy. I'm more at peace with myself. I know who I am now more than I've ever. And the bubble was crazy, but I thank the bubble for that. I know who I am. I feel like I've established myself in this league, and the Aces aren't done. We're having a lot of fun where we are, and I'm just so happy to be here and to be able to be a champion. Like, add WNBA champion to that resume, period. Period. Ooh.
All right, we're going to return to the two folks that we missed when we had Zoom connection issue. We had called on Adrian and Maria. We'll finish with you two. Adrian, go ahead.
First off, Chelsea, and Asia, congratulations. We're waiting for y'all to come back so we can turn up at Dre's tonight. Asia,
E40 in the building,
hey,
Bay Area.
Asia, I talked to you at the end of the regular season about the crowd in the finals. We talked about the crowd, but now I got to talk to you about the crowd in this parade later this week. Tell Vegas how they should come into this parade and the energy level and where it's going to be at.
You have to take 4 shots. Children take shots of ginger ale, but you got to take 4 shots before you pull up to the parade and drink responsibly. But in order to get to the parade, you got to be 4 shots in. It's unacceptable if you're not. The Bellagio fountains, we skiing across that thing. We going crazy because, like, I don't think people understand how important this really is. This is huge. So Vegas, turn up. I saw the cops with our logo on the car. Y'all better lace up because we about to go crazy. So Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. Be there, be square. If you ain't 4 shots in, don't come. Stay at the house. Children, drink some ginger ale. Pop ginger ale. Drink responsibly. Don't be crazy now. But Usher, I better see you, Usher. I'm not playing with you. Usher,
All right.
I better see you, Usher.
Usher's-
Congratulations,
Usher's not on
ladies.
Zoom yet.
Everybody come to the city.
He's trying to do this.
Usher's not on Zoom yet, so we're gonna finish with Maria.
E40 there.
Drake, everybody. Oh, one
Hi,
more.
girls.
One,
Hi,
Maria,
girls.
go ahead.
Last one.
Hi, girls. Congratulations. This is Maria Vidal for Top Deportes, Latin America. Can you please walk us through this year's journey? I mean, it's special. So how can you describe this year being coached by, of course, Becky Hammond?
It's been great from start to finish. She demands excellence from us each and every day. It's fun to do that with somebody that you know has your back, and she's instilled that into us each moment, and so it's fun to raise that banner with her. Appreciate y'all.
Asia, Chelsea, thank you. To our media, thank you. You can give that to the guy in the back. Give that to the guy in the back.